We are the terrific
10 volleyball
team.
And you're watching
the Varsity Roundtable!
Nailed it!
From the top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton, it's Varsity Roundtable with Ricardo Arguello. Featuring Brett Christopherson and Rosie. Tonight on The Big Show, WIAA state track qualifiers for discus and shot put. Hey, keep your head on a swivel. These guys know how to throw stuff around. And now, for the hundreds in attendance, for the thousands online, ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
All right, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Varsity Roundtable, weekly look at high school sports in the Fox Valley area, and the only live online high school sports talk show in the state. I'm Ricardo Arguello, part of the USA Today Network Wisconsin digital live stream team. We're here, amazing high definition, on the 10th floor of the 222 building. It's what I call the mothership here, the Post Crescent, and spring season. We're getting to tournament time, actually WIA State Track and Field tournament time, and we are proud to have three of the best throwers in the area and in the state. We have, quickly to my right, we have Ben Smith of Hortonville. Ben, why don't you wave and say hi to everyone? There we go. Next to him, we have Hunter Sprangers of Kimberly. And next to him, his teammate, we have Sam McGivern of Kimberly. I had to pass out there just a little bit. But yeah, right. Let's talk a little bit about, they're here to talk about the great seasons they've been having, what their expectations are for the WIA State Track and Field meet that's coming up starting Friday. I'm heading out there tomorrow, but Friday and Saturday. All three of them are competing in those throwing events. So if we could have a great show in that way. We're also live and interactive. If you're watching on the chat, if you put your mouse over the viewer, you should be able to pull up the chat. If you're watching that on your desktop, on your laptop, on your tablet, or on the phone, you should be able to bring up that chat. Just ask any questions that you might have of the guys. Look at them. They can't wait. Look how excited they are, all right? I mean, they can't wait to answer any of the questions that that you might have. Before we start, though, I want to let everyone know that let's keep it on track and field. Now, guys, I got to do this. I'm killing your game a little bit here, but girls, you can't be asking for numbers or anything like that. I know it's hard to kind of suppress that that urge to ask for numbers, but guys, we can't do that. It's all about shot put and discus this Wednesday. So, gentlemen, I want to get some introductions down. So what we're going to do is start closest to my right. We're going to start here with Ben. Ben, I want you to look at the camera. Which one, Rosie? It's this one right here, right? They can look at this is the time where I want you to look at the camera. This one here, right over here. Yeah, don't look at that one. Yeah, so let everyone know the events that you participate in, which we already know, but if you could do it anyway, and how you got into throwing shot and disc. Go ahead.
My name is Ben Smith. I do shot put discus, as you might know. I think I got into it from a very young age, just watching my parents coach track and field. My dad was a head coach at New London High School for a little while, and I was always there after school just watching the throwers throw, and then got interested in it, and they entered me in the youth meets, and then kind of just got into it and started throwing and made my way here at the Varsity Roundtable. So.
Okay. And what a journey it's been.
Yeah.
All right, Hunter, your turn.
I'm Hunter Sprangers. I do shot and disc, and I didn't really know anything until freshman year, and then halfway through I got introduced to it during my basketball season, and then Coach Matchy, my throws coach, he introduced it to me, and ever since I just fell in love, and now, like Ben said, I'm here, so
okay.
Varsity Roundtable.
All right, same thing for you. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, my name's Sam McGivern, and I do shot and disc as well. I also didn't really know about it until high school, and then after football my freshman year I was informed that if you did a second sport, you wouldn't really have to do as much conditioning. Okay. So then I kind of, just made my way into track.
Hey, if you're looking for a reason, that's a pretty good one
right.
Right there. Again, we're a live and interactive show, so if you have any questions, log into that live chat, give yourself a name, something that we can read on air, right, Brett? Don't be giving us any goofy monikers or anything like that. Those questions will come over right away. We'll get them to the guys. We also have one of the throwers' moms here, so if you have a question as well, Mom, just raise your hand. They can't wait for you to ask any of the questions that you might have, so feel free to do that as well. Guys, let's just talk about you guys competing in lacrosse. I want to get a state, of how you guys are health-wise. Just go on down the line. We'll start here with Ben. 100% healthy. I hope that's the case because I think it's a perfect time for you guys to kind of set some PR. So, Ben, you 100% healthy? How you feeling?
As of right now, pretty sure. Don't feel too messed up.
Okay.
So.
Well, I just see you rubbing your leg. That's your knee. There's a little problem.
No, that's purely just being insanely nervous and
Okay.
freaked out. So.
Okay. All right. How about for you, Hunter?
I've been 100% throughout the whole year. Little soreness from the weight room, but at this point of the year too, just kind of tapering in the weight room. So I've been feeling really springy and kind of pumped to PR at state. So.
Okay. All right. Sam?
Yeah, 110%, same as Hunter. Feeling ready to go.
Wow. You might see some records being set. That's what I'd like to see, especially when you come with throwers here. I've been to state track, I don't know, since 1999 every year except for the COVID year. I know that it's a zoo there. I know what it's like. For someone who has not been there, let's say there's a noob, right? Did I say that? The noob? If this is, say, someone who's never been there before, how would you describe it to that person? We're going to start over there with Sam and work our way this way. How would you describe the state track and field tournament?
Yeah, well, it's really not like any other meets. There's so many people there. It's really cool. I don't know, kind of at a loss of words just thinking about it.
Okay. How about for you, Hunter?
It's the atmosphere. The step up from sectionals to state, it's such a big jump, and you get there and you're overwhelmed by the amount of people there. You start warming up and just the amount of people that are there to watch you guys, the best in the state. It's pretty surreal.
Okay. All right, Ben.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty nerve-wracking for your first time. Like they said, the amount of people, but you kind of just got to go in there thinking, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing, so just kind of lock in and worry about yourself and your own race pretty much. So.
For those of you who haven't been to Veterans Memorial Complex, that's the stadium that they have it in over there on the campus of University of Wisconsin La Crosse. The throwing, well, actually, this is like at most places. The throwing is guys are kind of off to the side. You're not there with like the full 8,000 to 10,000 people watching, the finals of the 100 and that kind of stuff. Do you like it that way? Would you like there to be 10,000 people watching you? There's a good amount of crowd, don't get me wrong, watching the throwers, but did you guys kind of escape kind of a little bit of the pressure by not having to have all those eyeballs on you, Hunter?
I enjoy the pressure.
Okay.
I kind of recognize that, like, the more pressure that's on me, I feel like I have a better chance at PRing and just performing. And sometimes in indoor, the rings will be right in the middle of the track, and I love that.
Okay.
Being right in the middle of everything, that's the best part of it. So.
Okay. All right, Sam, would you you like it the way it's set up?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it'd be pretty cool to have all 10,000 people looking at me.
Oh, okay. How about for you, Ben?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to get recognition and stuff, but if they want to watch, they can watch if they want, but...
And we have a great photo there of Ben performing.
Yeah.
About ready to, throw it, 210 feet? 208 feet.
Something like that,
Yeah, that's about where you're at for a PR. Brett, do we have anything from online?
I got a bunch.
Okay,
already.
here we go.
Whoa.
Guys, again, we don't know where these are coming from. China, right? We don't know. People's Republic of Congo. What can you tell me?
Well,
where
Ricardo, I got things on questions on Facebook, our chat, and YouTube.
Okay.
All right, let's start with the chat. Mr. Podium is checking in.
Mr. Podium.
You guys know something about the podium there. Great question. There are so many great throwers in the area. What's the secret behind the success? The Throwers Club? ? I'm guessing that's a big reason why.
I think the Kimberly guys go to that Throwers Club, right? Ben, you have your dad, so you kind of have.
I go to the Madison Throws Club.
The Madison Throws Club. Okay, so you guys are all part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question, Brett. How much does that play into it? Because people just think you guys are just big dudes going out there throwing stuff, right? There's a lot more nuance to it, isn't there? Let's start with Ben and work our way down. How much has that helped you kind of refine your technique?
I can't really remember when I first started going down to Madison, the club, but there's just plenty of different eyes, plenty of different coaches. Joe Frontier is who runs it. He's great at what he does. Scott Bennett works down there too. And then Dave Ostrowskis, the UW-Wisconsin Madison throws coach. So you have plenty of eyes on you, plenty of people who can notice different things that your high school coach might not notice. So it's just good to get different people on you, different set of eyes, like I said, and just working with different techniques, different cues, stuff like that. So.
Okay, and for Hunter and Sam, what's that like throwing for the Fox Valley?
Yeah, Fox Valley throws. I mean, it's our coach Dean Matchy. He runs it. I mean, coaches will come through and just help out, just all different eyes, different ways. But I feel like it gives us a big edge on the competition. You know, out of the season, just somewhere to go to, just keep working on that skill. Because like what you said, I mean, the strength in the weight room that can get you a certain distance and like the rankings of throwing, but then at some point it's going to come down to form, and it's got to come down to doing the drills that you do at those camps that'll really put you ahead of a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think there's a reason that Kimberly always sends a lot of throwers down to, not a lot, but they send throwers down to state.
Consistently,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great question from online, Brett. Let's keep it rolling. What else you got?
Let's go to YouTube. Question, how do you prepare mentally for a meet?
This could actually skew into the ritual superstitions kind of stuff, but how do you prepare? We'll start with Hunter, then go to Sam, and Ben on this. But like, how do you prepare? Do you got to listen to some music?
Yeah.
You got to eat something? What?
I mean, it just kind of starts the day before, getting that sleep in, and then just when the day starts, it's kind of like as much as I can get away just on my own and kind of I'm big on mental reps, trying to think of that perfect throw, and then right before the meet, I'm listening to tunes, kind of warming up, but I'm also just kind of getting away from the crowd and just kind of being in my own world and just preparing mentally and physically for the competition.
Hunter in action there. Thank you, Rosie, for digging up some of those photos. Now, how about for you? What do you have to say, Sam?
I think I'm pretty polar opposite from Hunter in this.
Okay.
This area of it. I kind of make sure I eat good the days before, and then try and get some sleep, and then just show up and get at it.
Okay. All right. And there's wow, I like that shot.
Yeah, it do me pretty dirty, but
Great stuff. Brett, you got another one?
Yeah, Alicia on Facebook. What made you guys fall in love with track? Did you kind of go over that a little bit?
Well, no, they kind of gave me their background, but yeah, you guys are successful throwers. You're going to be on the podium, hopefully. So there's got to be some kind of love for what you do, or else you wouldn't spend so much time working. I'll start over there with Sam. Obviously we know all three of you guys are great football players, but obviously something had to spur you as well, other than just staying in shape, right?
Yeah.
To love what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm. I just really love competing, and the off season you're just kind of competing against yourself. So I figured you might as well do a sport as well.
Okay. All right, another great shot. Look at that.
It's every time, man.
How about for you, Hunter? We'll just keep going down.
I mean, what was the question?
About love, about
Oh yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. I kind of like the fun of just like it comes down to like how bad you want it. It's just like you choose your destination. You choose your destiny on how good you want to be. So that's kind of it. It's on you for how good you're gonna be. So that's always nice.
Ben.
I fell in love with track and field probably because my parents, their background in track and field. My mom was at UW Oshkosh, All-American, and my dad threw at Madison. And it was just kind of always talked around and floated around the house. And I don't know, they just got me into it, and I started doing it and realized it's not that bad. So got into it, trained for it, then just really grew into it and fell in love with it. So
yeah, great stuff.
Guys are so matter of fact about it.
They are. It's
right?
like
They're the best.
I love what I do.
I'm
some of the best here in the state.
No big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal. It is a big deal, guys. That's why you guys are on my show. Brett, did you have something real quick?
Let's do this. I'm going to kind of combine a couple questions. Basically, the gist is, how does track help with sports like football? Football and track, that's always a natural combination.
You do see that combo a lot, right? In terms, and not everyone again is not just doing it just to get out of having to do conditioning, Sam. But what are the similarities? How does it help you? Is there an interconnection that way? We'll start here with Hunter, then go to Sam and Ben.
I mean, it's big on like explosiveness. It really helps with just like, learning how to use your body, and with like recruiting to go to college, it also shows coaches like what kind of athlete you are, and I mean the kind of strength that you produce, like towards a shot put and disc, and that can also just correlate right to football.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Sam?
I'm gonna go off that with recruiting too. Like track, I feel like it shows athleticism. You know,
Okay.
if you're gonna be good at track, you got to be a good athlete.
Right.
So I think recruiting, college coaches like to see that.
Okay. All right, Ben.
I'm gonna go off what Hunter said, like with the training. I do a lot of explosive lifts with track and field, and that kind of helps with being explosive on and the football field and just moving around. And then I guess training for football, just that football gridiron strength that really helps with everything. And then just being quick, agile, just being an athlete pretty much. It just works both ways, back and forth. So.
Okay. All right. Well, now Ben, like your dad is the throws coach. Your throws coach. He's your coach, and he's your dad. Dad, coach. So how is that relationship? Also, your sister Aiden's making it down, also in shot, and it was it high jump as well.
Yeah.
So it's a family affair heading down there. What's that like, having your dad as your coach? Good, bad? Come on, man. Give me everything now's the time for you to lay it all out.
There's definitely positives and negatives to it. Some days it's more negative than positive.
Gotcha.
But I mean, he's there. I know he cares for me. I know he wants what's best for me. So, whether he gives me that pissy attitude or he's pissed off at me, which is, I guess, really easy for him to let out and give it to me. So, I just know that he's trying to make me better, trying to prepare me for what's next and what's coming. So, and then, I mean, he's also like coaching my sister in the high jump too. So he's just like well-rounded, working on both of us. She made it in high jump last year, right? So she's coming back this year for high jump. This is her first year for throwing. So, I guess I'm just hoping she's not freaked out by the Smith name, I guess.
Yeah.
That's been there for a couple of years. So, like I said before, she just got to get there and lock in, focus on her own stuff, and do what she knows how to do. So.
Yeah, you know, I have the state track and field preview coming out. I think it comes out tomorrow online and in print. I featured the Smiths on that, more so on Ben than a little bit on Aiden, but also your dad. And one of the things they talked about is, like, you know, I think, Brett, have you noticed, Ben's very calm, collected, smooth. Would you say that's kind of like your personality in a lot of ways? It looks like you measure everything you say. Everything is calculated in that way.
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, because the dad has told me, Bob, that he, you know, when he's competing, he's a little more amped up, maybe a little bit. Do you find that to be the case as well? That he's a little more emotional in that way?
I don't know.
Kind of, sort of?
Yeah. I mean, definitely more football than track and field.
Okay,
but,
gotcha.
I mean, it's kind of just a switch you got to turn on when it's time to compete and get hard and get after it.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. So look for that, by the way. That was my
Get
shameless
hard,
plug
my
to
bad.
read my state track preview. One more thing before we do our halftime.
Well, can I piggyback? Because
Sure.
there was a question about Ben and his dad, but there's also a question for Sam. Please tell us how your family has helped you in this state track journey. And Hunter, how important has your dad been in your development?
There you go.
So there you go.
All right, let's start with Sam.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to my Aunt Amy. You know, she's always pushing me to do better. So
There's an Amy asking questions right
yeah,
now.
I give all my credit to her. She's my favorite family member.
Okay. All right.
Damn.
I mean, my dad, he's been the day one with introducing it to me. I mean, he's always been, he's not soft with things. It's just like if he's hard on me, and it helps me through with like whatever I'm working on, and he's always there, like no matter what I need. And he's there every meet, every training, and just being there for me and just kind of just help me out and just being another coach. But he's my day one when it comes to just introducing me to track and just help me out.
Yeah, that's right. The tough love from the Pops and Amy.
And Aunt Amy.
And Amy as well. Well, Brett, let's take a timeout. We're at the halftime of our show. We'll be back again for the second half of the roundtable after these words.
Cellcom goes where you go. With unlimited data starting as low as $25 a month per line, we ensure you stay connected to who and what matters most. Visit cellcom.com for details.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
And now, back to Varsity Roundtable.
All right, back for the second half of the Varsity Roundtable. We got to still pay a little bit of bills, so guys, why don't you just relax a little bit? I got to read this promo here. ETS Performance. ETS Performance, the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. Train like the pros and take your performance to the next level. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you. Again, ETS Performance, one of our sponsors of the Varsity Roundtable. So, Brett, we're good to start our little game here? Okay, gentlemen. Now, I know you guys are all competitive, right? All competitive. Look at you guys. You guys will be competing against each other come Friday and Saturday. But I also want to get maybe a head start on that by having you compete in this trivia contest I have for you. Now, listen. The prize? Nothing. WIAA Todd Clark. I know you're watching right now. They watch to make sure we're not giving you guys anything. The NIL did not pass, so we can't give you guys anything. I'm sorry about that, boys.
Dang.
This is just for bragging rights.
Yeah.
But here you go. How well do you know? It's just a trivia game, general trivia game that I've started the last couple years. I ask you 5 questions. The questions get, every question gets a little more difficult. All right. The subject: popular children's games and toys. Now, come on, guys. This is a piece of cake, right? You guys played with all that stuff when you were little, right? All that kind of. Come on. Here we go. Now, Mom, you can help if you want. If you want to shout out the answers, but you're helping everybody. Just letting you know. So he's saying don't. Ben doesn't want any help. So guys, the first question is going to be easy. Then they get more difficult as we go along here. Now, we're a very modest show. We don't have a whole lot of money.
Gotcha.
We don't have any ringers, nothing. Just got to raise your hand. Got it? If you think you know the answer, got to raise your hand. Now, if you raise your hand during when I'm asking the question, I'm going to stop right there. All right? So just letting you know. Here we go. Brett, ready?
Ready.
How well do you know popular children's games and toys? Question 1. In the movie Toy Story, you guys have seen that, right? What kind of toy character was Woody? Oh, Ben. Easy with our mic there, Ben. Okay, what's that? What was he?
I don't know. He's a cowboy action figure.
Can we count that? What do you think?
Well, can we get the
Can you
other
be a little
two?
more specific?
Sam's raising his hand.
Can I just say cowboy?
No. A little more specific. I might have to give it to him
You
because
might have to.
Cowboy
That's kind of what I said, too.
No. Well, we're gonna give it to you, Ben, because first off, I don't want you getting up and hammering me. But he's a sheriff, technically.
Oh, gotcha.
Sheriff Woody. Okay, but I gave it to you guys. I'm sorry, I had to give it to him.
It's fine.
You guys are on the right lines. Okay. 001. Here we go. How well do you know popular children's games and toys? Question 2. This building toy brand has its own land and is an international hit. It has amusement parks in California, Florida, and New York. It's a building toy brand. You build with it.
You make things.
Lego.
Well, you got to raise your hand. Yes. Yes, Lego.
What is Lego?
Yeah, no, you don't have to do it in the form of questions. It's not Jeopardy. So, 002. Rosie, we might have to replace that microphone. Question 3. So far, Ben's whooping. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Okay, question 3. This series of toys originated in the mid-'80s and has several live-action movies. Their theme is robots in disguise.
Wow.
Think a lot of movies been released in the 2000s.
I need to do my research. Wow.
Boy, do I give them another. I'll give you another hint.
Yeah.
Megan Fox was in one.
Oh, I know.
Oh, was
Dude,
Ben?
give me something. What?
What is
My
it?
hair.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Ben.
man.
Transformers.
Yes.
Oh my.
It was close.
Megan Fox. I know.
003.
Because he throws a national
I just had
record.
to ask. I just had to say Megan Fox.
They
That
give him all the
triggered the guys.
questions.
Okay.
Come
Woo,
on.
003.
Plenty of time for these
Plenty
other
of
guys.
time, guys.
Can we get chat to clip that and see if he actually beat me?
You might have to do it.
Yeah.
We don't have
Wants a
instant
review. He wants a
replay. But.
challenge.
Chat,
Yeah.
clip that.
Question 4. Now this game kind of goes way back in my time, but you guys still might have played it when you were little. This popular board game, it involves pulling various bones out of a patient very carefully
God,
as to not
man.
trigger a buzzing sound. Hunter.
Operation.
Yes.
Got it. There we go.
That's what it is.
There we go. Oh, I thought maybe that was a little too dated of a question, but good job, Hunter. He likes
on
the
the
old school
board.
toys. There we go. 0, 1, 2, right?
Give me a point.
3.
No, 0, 1, 3.
Yeah.
0, 1, 3. Question. This one's a tough one. Question 5. It's about video games, but it's very difficult. All right. You guys all gamers? You consider yourself gamers a little bit?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Question 5. This popular video game system is on record for selling the most consoles in history. The most in history. I think it's 165 million. Go
I
ahead.
get Nintendo.
No,
Good guess.
not
I guess
Nintendo.
again?
No, you don't get another one. So
Dude.
come on, Hunter.
Okay.
Hunter, Ben,
Just throw one out there.
go ahead.
Xbox.
No.
All right.
Is it like an old one that
Oh my gosh.
would it be like a GameCube or a
I can't.
Sega
You're
Saturn,
negotiating
I
here.
don't know.
I can't tell you, dude. You just got to pick one.
Nintendo.
It is the most popular game system of all time, with
It's
most
different.
sold.
I thought Nintendo would take it.
You said Nintendo.
I
Is
did
that your
too.
answer?
I think you got
That's
to throw
what
the
it
question
stands
out.
for.
Huh?
Got to throw
Gotta
the
toss the
out.
question.
Yeah.
What
The
was it?
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation. Oh.
Did you have to say 2?
I think I would have to have been specific, but at this point, I might have just gave it to you.
Yeah, that's a hard question.
It is a hard. That's why it's the hardest
super,
question.
yeah.
But listen,
Yeah.
0, 1, 3. Hey, the bonus question's worth 4 points.
All right. Here we
So
go.
everyone's still in play here. Sam and Hunter.
I'm
All
gonna come
right.
back.
Okay, here we go. Bonus question. These toys were marketed for boys in the 1960s and have become one of the biggest sellers every year since then. They're still a huge seller. These toys were modeled after American muscle cars. Sam? No? Hunter. Oh, yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
can
Ben.
I- can
no,
I-
no. Well, Ben gets it now.
Please?
Go ahead.
Is it Hot Wheels?
Dude,
Yes. Wow.
I had it, dude. I had it.
By the way, we would have also accepted Matchbox because I think they came out around the same time. But good job. Was that on your tip of your tongue there?
Yeah, I just couldn't think of it. And then I thought of it, but you guys just
Okay.
like Ben more.
Oh, that's why.
Don't lie.
All right, Ben won. I mean, guys. I think you gotta give him some congrats. Come on, man.
Hey, I got one.
Okay,
I got one.
Just a
I got
couple.
1 point.
All right, good job. Let's get back to the questions. Brett, did you have something?
Let's do this. Well, first, let's go back to Bob. To all three, what would you say to young kids that kind of maybe thinking about track? Why should they go out for track?
Yeah, and
Sell them
you,
on it.
And you try to sell the throwing portion of it because I think a lot of people when they think of track and field, they think of the running and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Hunter, how would you tell a young kid, hey man, you should maybe get into the throws?
I mean, just go out, see if you enjoy it. I mean, my little brother just went out Lincoln Sprangers. He's doing
Okay.
it in the middle school, and he didn't really know how I felt about it, but just go out, and he's fallen in love with it just the way I did, and it's really nothing to it.
Okay.
Go out, see if you like it. You don't, and at least you tried. So.
All right, Sam.
Yeah, I'd say do throwing instead of running because running is not that much fun.
Okay, there we go.
Right.
Ben.
That's all.
Backing that up, running is pretty lame. Most runners just aren't as cool as throwers. So
Right.
I would say just do it, go out there, have fun, and be cooler than all the other runners. So
Got 3 examples right here,
Yeah.
ladies and
Second
gentlemen.
that.
Huh?
Third
Enough said.
Yeah.
Brett, you have something else?
Let's do this. Let's keep going, Ricardo. Mr. Podium back. Will you guys chat and hang out during the state meet, or are you bitter enemies during the competition?
Yeah, how's that rivalry? I know you guys have known each other for a number of years, but when it comes to the actual competition, are you guys just like keeping your own space, that kind of stuff? Ben?
Speaking for myself, I don't like you guys at all. No, we definitely have fun. We hang out,
Yeah.
chill, talk, goof around. But I mean, like once it's time to throw, you kind of gotta just lock in and do
Yeah.
it. And so
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he may think we're having fun, but I'm just trying to. It's all mind games, you know. So just trying to get in his head, make him think we're friends, and then when he does bad, then I like sneak in.
Okay.
You know?
All right, Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, there's the time to just kind of have fun as guys, but at some point, going into state as well, guys with marks right next to me. I mean, when it's time to compete, it's time to compete, and I'm not there to make friends. I'm there to just get business done, and when that's done, then it's time to enjoy it and enjoy the experience down at state. But
You gotta love the inner dynamics here, Brett, between some of the state's best throwers. Here, speaking of state's best throwers, now Fox Valley area, without question, the last couple years, even down to Division II, has had some of the best throwers in the state, and then obviously with Ben, in the nation. Is it a lot to do with the competition level, do you think, or there's other factors here? Obviously, the throwing clubs has something to do with it, but you still got to bring the talent, guys. You still got to put the the time in the weight room. What separates you guys from you don't see people from way up in Superior in the finals with you guys. Tell me, why is the Fox Valley different? We'll start off with Sam and work our way this way.
I have no idea. Probably just the clubs, if we're being honest.
Okay. All right, Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. It's pretty easy to get to that elite level, but at the end of the day, I think it just comes down to like who you are, and it comes down to like how bad do you really want it, and what are you doing on your own, what are you doing in the dark, and just kind of what work are you putting in towards your goals of what you want to achieve, if that's best in the nation or winning state. So
Ben.
I don't want to be that guy, but iron sharpens iron. So, I mean, these two right here are gonna contest to that. So, I mean, like, we all compete. We're all going against each other, and it's just pushing. And,
And there's, Kimberly, you guys have a bunch of dudes. Obviously down in Fond du Lac, there's the Rush kid, and then on the girls' side, we have the Schwabidan girl, Thea Crow. I think I didn't want to butcher her name, but we have a bunch of throwers. It's not just these guys. It's a whole collection of athletes. So you guys are getting your love, though. Let me tell you, when I talk to other reporters, they're always asking me, man, why you guys always, Kimberly in the area, in the Hortonville area, you guys always seem to have great throwers. I'm like, they're just, I tell them you guys are just better athletes, but whatever. All right, you guys can say it's the technical stuff, but all right. Brett, do you have something from online?
Well, Alicia wants to know how many hours outside of practice do you put in to see the success you have seen. So
I don't know if you've ever thought about in that way, like, about how much time do you put in? It's obviously quite a bit. It's some of these things are really technical. And I ask this because I think, is it the shot put where you have everyone uses a circle technique, right? No one uses the slide, or do some people use the slide?
I think there's a guy at Green Bay Preble that does the glide, but
the glide, okay.
It's old now. Everyone kind of knows the rotation is it's better.
And that involves a lot of technique. So that's what I meant. Explain to me, how many hours does it take to get that perfected? I get to know. We can start with Hunter, then the other guys.
Ever since last year at state, and I finished third in the disc, I wanted it so bad. I just wanted to chase more and more. So that summer, I didn't go a day without taking mental reps I didn't go a day without not thinking about throwing. And it comes down to, it was every other day at that point where I'm doing drills and I'm getting out throwing at my dad or my brothers. And even through the winter, going to Fox Valley throws in the summer and the winter, getting the drills in. But if I had to put an estimate, I'd guess at least once every 3 days.
Okay.
And some days it's like consecutive, but I'm constantly throwing, constantly thinking about it. And I feel like that's what it takes to be good, and then to be elite, you got to just take that extra step.
Okay. Ben?
I'm throwing every day after school, so I'm at least working hour and a half, 2 hours every day, just working on it. That's not counting like what Hunter said, mental reps, just sitting there thinking about it, feeling it in your mind.
Yeah.
But I also think it's important to take a break from it too.
Okay.
You don't want to burn yourself out doing this 12 months out of the year.
Okay.
I like to take breaks. I'm a pretty elite Terraria player, so that's what I do when I'm not throwing.
Gotcha.
Grinding the video games, Modern Warfare 3.
Gotcha.
Ask for my gamer tag. I'll play with you, no problem. So yeah.
You want to give out your gamer tag to anybody who's interested?
I don't even know it offhand. I don't know if I want to say it either.
Okay. All right, Sam.
The question was just asking like how much work you do outside of practice, right? We practice every day after school, but outside of that, I don't really do stuff if it's not in season.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Good question, though. Brett, we got to wrap it up,
Let's do one more on YouTube, a good question to end it with. But how do you feel if you don't get first?
How do you feel if you don't get first? No, we're going to start with Sam first and then come down the line this way.
I actually don't know if I ever have gotten first.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. So,
Hunter?
There's been meets where I've won and I know how it feels, but those big meets where I might finish top 5, top 3, at the moment, it kind of sucks, and I don't. But at some point, I don't let it beat myself down. Next day, brush it, and it's just the next day, and just keep working, and then it's just like instant. I'm just like, I'm looking towards the next goal.
Right.
And right now, that's state. And after I compete and wherever I land on podium, I mean, the real end goal is to try to get as close as I can to first. But whatever happens, happens. But
and the reason why Sam doesn't get first a lot is because of this guy right here, Ben Smith. Ben, like, what can you tell me about those instances where you have not finished first?
I mean, the goal every meet is to try and get first place, but I mean, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have okay days, and then you're gonna have bad days. So on those days, you kind of just gotta work on what you can and try as best as you can. So I mean, I don't want to make excuses for like when I lose and stuff, but I mean, you're gonna have good days and bad days, like I said. So just gotta stay positive when you do lose, and focus on the good things that happen, and focus on the things that you need to get back to and work on.
Okay. All right, we are wrapping up kind of soon. I did want to get a few promos in, Brett, before I ask my last couple questions, if that's okay. First off, follow Varsity Roundtable on TikTok at Varsity Roundtable. I just put that together this past fall, so please follow us on TikTok. That's the quickest way to find out who's on the show. I'm also on Twitter at Ricardo Delian, Delian. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, guys. I talked to you before the show about this. June 13th is our high school sports awards show, right, Brett? Who I can't specifically name who's going to be there, but it will be a professional athlete. How's that, Brett? Did I give away too much?
Probably a Packer.
Probably a Green Bay Packer, professional athlete, that kind of stuff. It's on a Thursday, June 13th. There's a pretty good chance that all three of you guys are going to be there. All right, or you're going to be invited. We'd love to have you. You got to dress up. You got to put on the monkey suit, guys. No, you don't have to, but dress nice. It's you want to be seen. There's going to be a red carpet event, so you're going to be taking some photos with all your friends and all the best athletes in the Fox Valley and the greater state area as well. So please, June 13th, it'll be streamed live as well, right, Brett? We're planning on that, so it's going to be a great time. Just keep that date in mind, June 13th. All right, guys, a couple more questions. First up, I didn't ask you this, but rituals and superstitions, did you guys kind of answer that question a little bit?
I guess.
Let's get down to just talking about the next step for the seniors, right? So Sam, you're going, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to Yale, is it, to play football,
sir,
right?
yeah.
Tell me about that, man. How excited are you to take that next step? You're going to Ivy League school. Why was Yale the right spot for you?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty excited for it. Time to put on the big boy pants this summer. I got a summer class coming up, so that'll be fun. I just thought it was the right choice for me because, after football, I should be in a pretty good position, I think. Me personally, I value that more than athletics.
Oh, okay. Great stuff. Did you have an early major in mind, by the way?
No. I did
Okay.
not.
You got time. All right, how about for you, Ben? We know you're going to the it's Oregon, right? Mm-hmm. Talk about that. What a great place to be for a track athlete. Did that kind of seal the deal, I guess, in a way, of it being such renowned for that kind of stuff? Or what attracted you to it?
That was definitely a big part of it. Like I said before, growing up in a track family, Oregon was always tossed around, thrown around. They're just known for their track and field. So when I started getting attention and started hitting bigger numbers in the throws, I was always looking forward to a text message from an Oregon coach.
Gotcha.
So, and luckily, thankfully, the text message came from Brian Blutrick, who is arguably the best throws coach in the country. So I'm very grateful to be there to go work with him and Jerry Schumacher, the head coach. So I have lots to look forward to and a lot to work on, and hopefully even bigger numbers coming. So.
Well, good stuff. Any early thoughts on that major, Ben?
I have no idea yet.
Okay. All right. Now Hunter might be just starting for you, maybe a little bit of the recruitment stuff.
About a year now. Just
okay.
I've had a handful of schools.
Can I interject here?
Yeah.
Is it football or is it?
It's a little of both.
Okay.
At first,
right.
it was. I mean, it all started after state.
Okay.
Finished. I got that mark of 179, and I got to start to talk to. I'm talking big ones are Auburn and Wisconsin, and then just all around the Midwest, and then I'll get cool letters from all over. The farthest one right now I had Miami send me a letter, but a lot of interest. Yeah. And in the past couple of months, I've had a lot of schools come in and introduce themselves for football. So it's kind of some FCS schools like the Dakotas and like Wyoming and Wisconsin came in, and then Iowa, Indiana, those Big Ten schools. But no real offers yet, just a lot of interest and a lot of fun. So
yeah, well, you got time. You got time to secure that. Guys, I think it's, Brett, time for our shout-outs. And then I have one more question. That's it. Don't worry about it. It'll be a quick one. Shout-outs. Okay, so the camera right there, guys. See it over there. I'm going to start farthest to my right. Sam, that's going to be you. So send some love out, my man, to people who got you where you are today. Go ahead.
Shout out all the coaches at Kimberly. Shout out my Aunt Amy.
Okay.
I think that'll do it.
Okay. Hunter?
I mean, it's the big coaches like Dean Matchey, I mean, and Mr. Mangan, Coach Mangan, just in the weight room and just like with any questions I have, they've always been there to just help me out and just like steer me in the right direction, and then just shout out to my family, mom and dad and all my brothers, just being there to support me and just be there through the whole journey, and just including my friends as well. And it's been fun.
Okay. All right. Here we go, Ben.
Obviously, family members, all the way to siblings. Just being there, supporting me, understanding what I'm going through in times of need. Track and field coaches at Hortonville, just pushing me, keep me reminded of trying to work hard, getting better. Weight training coaches, gone through two, but just push me to get better. Football coaches, like I said, just push me to get better, and yeah.
Okay. Well, my last question is just about you guys are all gunning for the podium, let's be honest, right? I want to know the numbers that you guys have in place for what you want to reach, okay? For there. I expect to see all three of you guys on the podium. So we'll start here with Ben and work our way down. What numbers are you shooting for that you think best day you think you can hit? Go ahead.
I mean, I don't want to be too greedy, but
you could be greedy. Now's the time to be greedy.
With the adrenaline and excitement at state, I mean, I'm just trying to PR. I've had big disc numbers that I just haven't saved, so I guess I'm just trying to PR and get better. Nothing too crazy. So.
Yeah. Okay. Is the big you and Rulin? Is that the?
Yeah.
That could be fun to watch.
That'll be the big head-to-head, but I mean.
Yeah. And Hunter, you're involved there too, and both you and Sam. So, what you guys have numbers in mind?
I mean, I got some big numbers. I've always had 190 and 200 floating around my head. We got school records at 65 for shot and 190, and I feel like what Ben said with the adrenaline and just like the way it's been going at practice for a long time, I feel like I might snap one off at 190, 200. I'm shooting for that, and then for the shot, I'm sitting at 60 feet. I'm just trying to get close to that school record around 65. If I can get those marks, I'd be more than happy.
Okay. How about for you, Sam?
Yeah, I'm really just trying to PR. You know, the school record's 65. I'm at like 64 right now.
Okay.
So just one good one, and I'd be pretty content.
Okay. All right. And is rain the biggest enemy for you guys? How slick does it make the circle there?
I mean, if it's a little wet, that could play a toll. But if it's like pouring, I never really see an issue. I mean, those outside things you got to control. You can control, so don't really let it bother you too much. But slow it down a little, throw as if it's raining, and it's just, you don't really, no real bother.
Yeah, Ben, Sam?
It's definitely an uncontrollable, but everyone there is going to have to experience it, so you kind of just got to tell yourself, I'm just like everyone else, so I can't pout about it.
Okay.
I mean, practice, train for it, mentally prepare for it, but I mean, nothing you can do about it.
Okay. All right, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, they covered it pretty well.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank all three of you again for being here on the show. I'm going to be down there on Friday watching you guys perform. Best of luck. Hopefully, you guys, first off, all stay healthy, and all three of you guys podium and break some state records, some personal records, that kind of stuff. So, gentlemen, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Again, here with Hortonville's Ben Smith, Kimberly's Hunter Sprangers, and Sam McGivern. Thank you guys again. Best of luck. Congratulations to the seniors, and good luck on your next step as well as we enter the summer. Thank you again for tuning in to the Varsity Roundtable. Hopefully we'll have one more show, right, Brett, before the end of the school year. So best place to find out, again, is on TikTok at Varsity Roundtable. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/Varsity Roundtable. Again, for Sam, Hunter, and Ben, I'm Ricardo Arguello. Thank you again for watching the show. Thank you again, Brett and Rosie, our producers. See you back here again next Wednesday for another episode of the Varsity Roundtable. Keep smiling.